Well, guys, once again, good evening and welcome to this second part of the session. Oficialmente ya arrancamos pues con esta parte, pero también muevo esto acá un poquito, que viene siendo nuestro cuarto ciclo. Ya tuvieron pues la primera parte con la profesora Laura Daniela y bueno, como para hacer un poquito de protocolo, por decirlo así, pues quiero presentar cómo vamos a estar trabajando en la segunda parte de nuestro bloque. Obviamente siempre trabajamos de forma conjunta con Laura Daniela y la idea es que pues siempre se mantenga de esa manera. Aún así, hay ciertas cosas en términos como de los parámetros, por decirlo de alguna manera, que ambas tenemos diferentes, ya como en el estilo de lo que realizamos en las clases. Y pues bueno, digamos que hago estas salvedades, especialmente teniendo como punto de referencia que hay nuevos estudiantes y pues quiero, pues primero, darles la bienvenida a los nombres, tengo acá a Freddy Fonseca y Andrea Juliana. Pues como ustedes se han dado cuenta ya el trabajo es bastante arduo, pero espero pues obviamente lo disfruten lo más posible. Y bueno, como les contaba, decirles un poquito cómo vamos a estar trabajando siempre en esa segunda parte de cada uno de nuestros bloques y bueno, de paso le damos unos minuticos a los compañeros que van ingresando. Siempre nos vamos a encontrar de 8, 9 y 50. Yo siempre voy a proyectar esa primera diapositiva que dice que tenemos 2 minuticos más para ingresar. Tenemos 15 minutos, pero sé que ese break pasa súper rapidísimo. Entonces la idea es como que en esos 2 minutos ya todos alcanzan a ingresar para empezar a tomar asistencia. Por el momento aún no he tomado asistencia. Laura Daniela obviamente es, digamos, la líder del grupo como tal, con ella es con quien ven más cosas en términos del componente evaluativo. Conmigo hay 2 cosas en términos de evaluación que son las que se obtienen. La primera parte de lo que es el componente de quizzes que vienen siendo las actividades de clase y el speaking final. Entonces les cuento cómo viene siendo lo de los quizzes. Básicamente son diferentes actividades que vamos a estar realizando en clase. En algunos momentos serán más cosas escritas, en algunos momentos será más de producción oral, en algunos casos será individual, en algunos casos será de forma colaborativa. Y la idea es que, bueno, obviamente vamos a tener tiempo en la sesión para realizar esas actividades que yo les asigne. Por cuestiones, digamos, organizativas y también pues por la naturaleza de nuestro ciclo, ya que es tan demandante, la idea es que pues las actividades se hagan en la sesión y yo las dejo abiertas por un día más. Entiendo que de pronto hay personas que mientras van ingresando, que de pronto no les permite editar, pero espero obviamente que el tiempo asignado de la sesión pues sea para realizar esto. Si llegado el caso, listo, que no pueden editar, por ejemplo, sobre la diapositiva, pero sí van escribiendo como en otra parte para que luego solo sea, digamos, copiar y pegar y ponerse al día. Esas actividades que pertenecen a lo de quizzes, yo escojo de las que hagamos en clase, cuál le envío a Laura Daniela y yo le digo, esas son las actividades que tome como componente evaluativo y ella luego hace la sumatoria con las actividades que ella recoge también de lo que se va realizando en clase. Y digamos que la segunda nota, o es el segundo gran componente que yo saco, viene siendo la parte del speaking final que se realiza en la última sesión del ciclo. Obviamente, cuando vamos llegando a la parte final del ciclo, volvemos a darle una mirada a lo que son los parámetros del speaking final, pero les puedo ir contando por el momento que va dividido en 2 partes. La primera parte que viene siendo individual y la segunda parte que viene siendo de interacción. ¿Listo? Yo les aviso con tiempo, también con antelación hacemos lo de la organización de los grupos, de tal manera que ese último día no perdamos tiempo en cuestiones de logística, sino que ya sea inmediatamente empezar a trabajar en lo que es las actividades como tal evaluativas. Yo siempre voy a compartir, digamos, ese material que uso en clase con ustedes. En este caso voy a hacerlo un poquito diferente. Lo que voy a hacer es enviarles como esta presentación que tiene los diferentes links. Un link viene siendo este, que lo va a llevar a una carpeta compartida de Google Drive. En esa carpeta yo subo, digamos, mis materiales. Ya pues con la profe Laura Daniel, ustedes ya tendrán como sus arreglos. En este caso solo van a encontrar lo que trabajamos en esta segunda parte, en ese segundo bloque, básicamente. Además de eso, otra información que yo sé que también con Laura también habrán compartido, que viene siendo el tutorial para el libro, ya que en algunos casos están con la cuenta nueva. Bueno, vamos a estrenar libro, entre otras cosas. Bueno, ya están estrenando libro. el instructivo para acceder al sistema académico en caso que aún no lo hayan hecho. Ahí está la información también. Ingresar a la plataforma de Moodle y bueno, y el cronograma de actividades para que sepan, digamos, cuáles son los temas que van a trabajar con Laura y cuáles son los que van a trabajar conmigo. Por el momento van a ver el Excel está en blanco. Todavía no se puede editar para el speaking, solo que lo tengo ahí listo como para empezar a organizar. Y también lo que voy a compartir con ustedes en esta presentación es este link que los lleva a un documento compartido que tiene los links de todas las grabaciones. Me imagino que con Laura también hicieron eso, pero pues digamos de mi parte también va a estar esa información ahí como tal. ¿Listo? Entonces quería como les decía en los primeros minuticos de quienes se han ingresado, ponerle un poquito más de protocolo a esa primera parte con la gran mayoría. Ya pues se conoce como decimos coloquialmente el tejemaneje, pero pues quería dejarles también claro a las personas que están iniciando, por decirlo así, este proceso conmigo, cuáles son las notas que se van a sacar. Igual siempre trabajamos el contenido del libro como tal, pero pues para que sepan exactamente yo de qué estoy encargada, pues además de guiar la segunda parte de la sesión. Quisiera saber si tienen alguna pregunta.
Profe, sí, buenas noches, mi nombre es Andrea Muñoz.
Hola,
No es
Andrea.
como tal una pregunta, sino pues tengo como una situación que comentarte, ¿sí? Yo soy
Mm,
estudiante de la UIS, voy en 10º semestre y el día de hoy pues acabé de sustentar mi tesis. Entonces,
¿Emoción?
por eso,
Ujú.
sí, sí, pero este día ha sido lleno de emociones y me levanté desde las 2 de la mañana casi porque no pude dormir, etcétera.
Me
Entonces,
imagino.
no pude asistir a la primera sesión y quería preguntarle pues a los compañeros como si me podrían enviar el link, si hay alguna grabación, pues para poder ponerme al día. Yo ya le envié como la justificación a la coordinadora Liliana Carolina, creo que se llama,
Lilian,
como
sí.
del por qué no pude asistir a la primera sesión. Y la verdad no creo que mi capacidad física me dé para poderme quedar también a toda esta sesión debido a que pues hoy sustenté la tesis y fue un vaivén de emociones terrible.
Claro,
Entonces,
Andrea, me imagino.
sí, yo vi inglés 5 en la universidad, ayer realicé el parcial de inglés 5, entonces creo que estoy como al día o sea, como que en donde yo terminé de ver inglés 5 es en donde vamos a iniciar este B1.4, ¿sí? Entonces, pues como que no me siento tan perdida al respecto, pero sí
Ah,
me
bueno.
gustaría entonces como poder ver la grabación mañana después de que ya haya descansado mi mente de lo de la tesis.
Claro, Andrea, pues obviamente felicitaciones, no hay nada más maravilloso que ese momento. Y en esta parte, la grabación todavía no está, porque hasta que no terminamos nosotras las dos grabaciones, subimos el video para que cargue en YouTube, pero mañana las va a ver, ¿listo? Entonces, eventualmente, pues voy a compartir, digamos que lo voy a compartir de una vez este link, pero después yo creo, estoy segurísima que también Laura Daniela les comparte. Para que mañana ya verá ahí los dos links de las grabaciones, tanto la primera como la que vamos a iniciar ahorita, para que pues ya pueda ponerse al día.
Vale, listo, sí, muchísimas gracias. Voy a guardar el link y pues ya como a tomar un receso el día de hoy porque fue demasiado exigente. Muchísimas
Listo,
gracias.
Andrea, claro que sí, no problema. Sí, igual yo les voy a enviar un correo como con esa información de que, bueno, yo soy la docente de la segunda parte, esa es la información para que ustedes puedan acceder a los diferentes links. También pues acá decidí colocar también de mi parte como los correos de las diferentes coordinaciones, aunque yo sé que ustedes tienen también acceso a eso, ahí también va mi correo. En mi caso, yo no estoy en el grupo de WhatsApp, sé que ustedes tienen un grupo y que con la profe también manejan como tal ese canal de comunicación. Conmigo sí mantenemos, por decirlo así, los canales institucionales. Regálame un segundito. Qué pena. Creo que estaba en la sala de espera. Entonces, sí, como les decía, ustedes mantienen el canal como tal, mantenemos más bien el canal institucional para que lo tengamos presente. Y bueno, de pronto también unos parámetros como para tener en cuenta quizás cosas obvias, pero pues súper importante aclararlo, tratar de ser lo más puntuales posible. Sé que es un horario demandante, más en ese segundo bloque que ya, y más que es el final de todo el día, pero pues es un compromiso que hemos adquirido. Asegurarnos que el micrófono esté deshabilitado desde el inicio de la clase, ya que todo, pues absolutamente todo queda grabado. Muy organizados al momento de hacer una intervención, obviamente evitar cualquier tipo de interrupción. Y bueno, la idea es que pues vamos a estar en clase, que el tiempo que se le asignen las actividades sea para realizar las actividades. Sé que en algunos casos por cuestiones de logística, no sé, se están desplazando, la herramienta no le funciona y preciso estaban desde el celular y les puse un PowerPoint y no tienen PowerPoint en el celular, entonces no se puede realizar, pero que lo están haciendo en otra parte, de tal manera que luego se pueden poner al día. ¿Listo? Y pues no es tan común, pero llegado el caso, pues tengamos paciencia cuando hayan ruidos en la calle. Insisto, en algunos casos hasta ahora pues no es como tan común que haya escándalo ni mucho menos, pero pues simplemente llegado el caso, no, reitero, tener paciencia. Como les contaba, yo les enviaré un correo con esta presentación que tienen los diferentes links de lo que les contaba, principalmente que el que los lleva a la carpeta donde están como estos instructivos y donde voy a estar subiendo el material de las sesiones. So guys, quisiera saber si esta parte así como de generalidades tienen alguna pregunta.
No, teacher, thank you.
Okay, guys, thank you. Okay, I'm going to take attendance now. Let me make the adjustment. Day the 17th, okay. Let's start. Saray Acevedo.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Cristian Albarracín.
Here, teacher.
Okay. Andrés Álvarez.
I'm here, teacher.
Okay. Joely Ayala. Not here for the moment. Andrea Vaca.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Gilbert Cárdenas.
I'm here, teacher.
Okay. John Carrero.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Brian Cordero. Brian is not here tonight. Stephanie Córdoba.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Silvia Alejandra Durán.
Teacher.
Okay. Freddy Fonseca.
I'm here.
Okay. Judy Lizeth Liscano. I think I saw Judy.
I'm here.
There you are. Okay.
Sorry.
Don't worry. Diana Lizeth Lozada.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Daniela Lozada.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Well, Andrea Juliana already told us her situation. Let me write down.
Yes, teacher, I'm here, but I will be disconnected.
Okay.
Thanks.
Don't worry. That's okay. Mhm. Natalie Joana Pérez.
Here, teacher.
Okay. Mayra Juliet Pinzón.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Mayra Alejandra Plata.
Hi, teacher, here.
Okay. Hi, Mayra. Harold David Rodríguez.
Hi, teacher.
Hi, Harold. Angélica Stephanie.
Hi, teacher.
Hi, Angélica. Daniela Fernanda Sierra.
Hi, teacher.
Hi, Daniela. Ana María Velasco.
Hi, teacher.
There you are. And Jennifer Jimena Vera.
Here, teacher.
Okay, Jennifer, very good. So for the moment, the ones that are absent are Joely and Brian. Like absent, absent. Let me write down some comments in here. Okay. Let me adjust what I'm going to present tonight. Okay. Well, guys, we continue working on the second part of the unit. You already started the first part. You started unit 1 on our new book, which was about getting on. We're going to continue, of course, talking about the second part. The second part is more related to reading and vocabulary. I really, really hope that we have enough time to do the activities that I have in mind. I made some adjustments. There will be some collaborative work. There will be some speaking, and of course, there will be an evidence from tonight. So I really, really hope that time is actually enough for everything that I have planned, hopefully. Well, guys, this first part are about like the questions that we have on page 8. As I was telling you, I made some adjustments, like thinking hopefully that we have enough time to answer most of them. I'm going to read this instruction for you. It says, read the following questions and choose 2 that are relevant to you. Answer them and be ready to share your answers with the class. We have like a good amount of questions in here. We have actually 6 questions. Let's see what the questions are about. Daniela Lozada, could you read the first and the second question, please?
Yes, teacher. Would you like to have a brother or sister? Why? And what are the advantages
Advantages?
of being an only child?
That would be it. Let's have a look at the other 2 questions. Mayra Pinzón, could you read them, please?
How close is your relationship with your siblings? Are you similar to each other? In what ways?
And then the 2 final questions, Ana Maria.
Are you closer to one sibling than the other? Which one and why? Are you competitive with your siblings? If yes, give examples.
Very good. Well, thank you, Ana. First of all, like 6 questions would be like a lot. And of course, everybody has a different situation in terms of the number of siblings that you may have. Even in some cases, some of you are only child. That is why I'm asking you in this specific case to choose only 2 questions that are relevant to you, that you can actually provide some information from. Wouldn't be like, you know, let's say pertinent to choose one of the questions just to answer like, I don't have siblings, I can't answer, I don't know, that's not the point. So guys, from the 6 questions that you have in here, you're going to choose 2. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to think of your answers. Also the invitation based also on the memory that you have, probably if you need to take some notes, that would be great. Then I'm going to ask some of you, you know, your opinion based on the questions that you chose from here. Guys, do you have any questions related to the instructions? We can decide. Great, guys. So I'm going to turn the camera off as I already did. Also the microphone, 5 minutes starting now. choose two of these questions, of course, relevant to you that actually made sense. And to provide your opinion, for the moment, something very general, you will see, of course, why we are talking about this type of relationship in particular. So before I actually choose some participants, I would like to know if any of you guys would like to volunteer to answer the two questions that you chose. So in case that you want to volunteer, please raise your hand so we can organize you. Okay, John, let's start with you.
Well, teacher, the first question that I answered is how close is your relationship with your siblings? Well, it's not as close as I wish, because they have a different perspective about life. And in that way, are you closer to one sibling than the other? Which one and why? So as I already mentioned before, I don't have a close relationship with them, with any of them.
Okay, John, thank you very much. Stephanie, what about you?
Hi, teacher. I answered the first one. I have a brother, but I would like to have a sister because I think that the relationship with other woman, it's I don't know, it's more important, more significantly, and significant. And I see the relationship of my women's friends with their sisters, and they have a deep bond. It's beautiful, and I don't know. I has wanted a sister.
Okay, I see your point. I have a sister, and actually the relationship is pretty good. Not to make you feel bad, of course, Stephanie, but I see your point. I know what you mean. Thank you very much, Stephanie. And Frey, what about you?
Hi, teacher. I choose the third one. How close is your relationship with your siblings? I gotta say that I have two siblings, and one of them is my sister. We are very close because we grew up together and we live in the same house. And we have like the same kind of interests, like we watch the same TV shows. We love like horror movies and that stuff.
Okay,
And with
nice.
and I have one stepbrother, but we don't have like a close relationship because he lives in another town. So he grew up with his maternal family. So that's why we are not that close.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. A different perspective, but in your case, your relationship with your sister is pretty good. Nice. Judy
Yes,
Lisette. Okay, sorry, Frey. Well, Judy, what about you?
Okay, I want to share about the first question. I would like to have a sister because I only have one brother. He's younger than me, but it's difficult to share some things with him. And I think if I had a sister, maybe she will be my best friend. He will have a lot of things to talk and share. The second question is the are you similar to each other? In what ways? Actually, we are not very similar. He is taller than me. He has a black hair, and I have a blonde hair. My hair is more like curly, and we think very different about different topics, religions, culture, politics.
Okay, Judy, thank you very much. Wow, guys, all of you have a different situation. That is something that sometimes we assume, like everybody's different, but in this case, all of you have shared like a different perspective. We already have 4 participants. I'm going to choose one then to share. Daniela Fernanda, what about you? Which 2 questions did you choose from here?
Well, I have brother, so I can talk about the advantage about to have a brother. It's nice because you have someone to support, and like me, for example, my brother have the same, well, is 1 year older than me. So we can share a lot of things like friends, activities, and more.
Okay, Daniela, thank you very much. Well, guys, thank you. The ones that didn't share your opinion, don't worry. We still have other opportunities tonight to provide your perspective of the different topic that we're going to talk about tonight. As you already noticed, like the core of tonight is talking about siblings in general. On the book, I'm sure that you already noticed, here we have different pictures just to like guide you. They are like in between pages 8 and 9. And the question that we have about these pictures are these. Well, actually, it's only one. It says, look at the photos. What do you know? And what can you guess about these people? So look at the photos, guys. What do you know? And what can you guess about these people? Any ideas? Raise your hand so we
They're
don't
siblings?
interrupt each other. They're siblings, Freddy says, okay. What else? Do you know like any specific facts about them? Yes, Angelica?
The first photo, I think, but I'm not sure. It's two brothers, no?
The first one is two brothers, okay.
Yes. One is the owner of Adidas and another is the Nike. I'm not sure. Nike or Puma.
We'll see, yeah. I'm not gonna like tell you, yeah, you're right or something. We're just making predictions. We will actually find that out, but okay. Something else about the first two guys that maybe you know, you've heard? Okay. What about these two guys, Noel and Liam Gallagher? Have you heard of these? No idea about them?
No, teacher, no. The first
No, I
time
don't
that I
know.
saw them, I see
You are
them.
too young,
I
people. You are
don't
too
know
young.
them. Yes, we are.
What?
I've never heard of them before.
Teacher, I have a question.
Yes, Mayra?
If I want to say Venus and Serena are siblings, is that correct?
It's not incorrect, but to be more accurate would be that they are sisters.
Okay.
Hmm.
So siblings is more like for female and male relation.
Exactly, that's the one.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Good, Mayra, thank you. So none of you guys have heard of them, don't worry. Well, I'm sure that actually you have, it's just that you don't know. I dare to say that, we'll see in a moment. Well, probably the other, this picture in particular is more like, let's say, known in our context because of our culture and our position in the world. What do you know, guys, about Venus and Serena Williams?
They play tennis.
Okay, so many they play tennis. Of course, we're just predicting from the pictures. What else can we say about them?
They are very famous.
They are competitive.
They're competitive. What else?
Like professional tennis players?
Yeah, not only tennis players, not only play tennis, they're professional tennis players. Something.
But Serena is proud of her sister.
Could you repeat?
Serena is proud of her sister.
Serena is proud of Venus. Okay, maybe. They are sisters, maybe. Something else, guys? And then we have here our fourth picture. It says Olivia de Havilland and John Fontaine. Have you heard about these women? Have you seen something about them?
Yes, she
they are sisters and actresses.
Actresses, okay, Sylvia.
One, I don't know, one, I think that is the winner of Oscars or some prime like that.
Some award like that, yeah,
An
one
award,
of
yeah.
them has
Yeah.
won that Oscar award. I'm not gonna tell you which one because you will know in a moment. Okay, well, actually you have information about Olivia and you don't have information about the Gallagher brothers. No, don't worry. It's not an obligation, of course. Okay, guys. As you already noticed from the first activity and also from these pictures, we are talking about brothers, well, and siblings in particular. This is what we're going to do. As I already told you here in our book, I know that all of you already have it tonight. We have a text, which is like the input that we have for tonight's session. And well, the title of the reading is actually pretty, let's say, crystal clear, talking about great siblings rivalries. But we're going to divide the article so we make it easier, I dare to say, to digest for all of us. I'm gonna send you to breakout room, guys. Each group will have 4 participants. That is going to be the idea. I think that probably there is one group only with 3. In that case, you will divide the assignment. The article actually is talking about the 4, let's say, rivalries that we had on the previous pictures that we analyzed. So on each group, you are going to assign, guys, a number to each one of you. So student 1 will read the, let's say, part of the article, the first part, which actually is talking about the 2 sisters, Olivia de Havilland and John Fontaine. Student number 2 will read about the brothers, the Gallagher brothers, sorry. Student number 3 will read about Rudy and Addie Dassler, and student number 4 will read about Venus and Serena Williams, okay? It's very important, guys, that you know exactly which part of the article you are going to read. The first part, or the information that we have in here is just like the introduction to tell the 4 stories that you as a group are going to read. For the moment, guys, well, of course, I have more instructions to give you, but I want to make sure that this first part is clear for you. Do you have any questions about the first part?
No, teacher. No, teacher.
No questions.
Okay, perfect. Remember, in your groups, I'm not going to tell you which of you guys will be number 1, number 2. That is a decision that you're going to make as a group, okay? Make sure you know that you have a kind of short summary about that part of the stories that you're going to read. First of all, read the paragraph or the section that it is about the rivalry. Have a very short summary. When I say short summary, I'm actually telling you like a few lines. I'm not like another paragraph like the same size of what you have here in the article. Then these are the questions that you're going to answer as a group. Of course, all the questions are related to the information that you're going to find on the article. Could you read the 6 questions that we have in here, Harold, please?
I'm sorry, teacher, can you repeat?
Yes, could you read the 6 questions that we have in here?
Okay, of course. Which famous siblings first are friends despite their rivalry? Rivalry. The second one, have continued their rivalry into old age, have taken legal action against each other, caused problem in their local community because of their rivalry, often competed against each other in important competitions. And the last one is often criticize each other in the media.
Very good. So on the first part, the idea that you answer the questions, probably in some cases you have already like predicted which of these questions are about which of the rivalry, but the idea that you take this article as the source of your answers. We will get back one. I will ask some of you like the summary that you got from the rivalry, and of course, I'm going to ask you about the answers of these questions. The idea, of course, is to share them. This is the first part, okay? When we come here to have a look at the answers that you collected. There will be a second activity that we're going to be doing in our breakout rooms, but that would be after we share these answers in particular, okay? Guys, do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
Okay, perfect. Let me create the rooms and let me make sure that, okay, I remember that there are some repeated names. Mhm. Let me move Gilbert. Only Gilbert has repeated names. Let me check. Okay. So group number 2 and group number 5. I have to create them again. Sorry. Give me a second because I have to organize them. Yes. Okay. Now I made it. Yay. You decide who is going to be number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Have a very short summary. That is going to be the first thing that I'm going to ask you. Answer the questions and of course be ready to answer them. That is the first part of this, let's say, 2-step activity that we have for tonight. For this first part where you read the article and answer the questions, you are going to have 15 minutes. Okay? Let's start. ¿Sale la invitación? Andrés, Diana y Stephanie. Diana y Stephanie. Stephanie quedó doble. Room 4. Bueno, Diana, yo quedo aquí al pendiente si no la deje ingresar. of the activity of tonight. You were reading the article, analyzing the 4, let's say, cases that they were, or the author actually was sharing in terms of seeing in different perspectives what siblings, rivalry means, and unfortunately, in some cases, how complicated that can be. First of all, remember what the first instruction was. A very short summary, more like a summary, because I didn't ask you like to have something written. We can say that how you could summarize like the very main idea of what that part of the article was about. So from group number 1, I would like to know who was in charge of reading the first case about Olivia de Havilland and Joe Fontaine. We had Andrea, Angelica, Mayra, and Judy Lisette.
Hi, teacher.
Hi, Mayra. What can you tell us about that case in particular?
Oh, which one? I'm sorry.
I mean, the one that was in charge of reading the story about Olivia and Joe.
Oh, I was.
So I'm going to share the story about Olivia and John.
Okay, Judy, thank you.
They were a star of Hollywood, and they have a public rivalry. Rivalry in 1946 when Olivia won an Oscar. Olivia refused to share hands with her brother,
sister.
And sorry, with her sister. And the people say about the relationship they don't have much in common. Yeah, that's it.
They didn't have much in common. Okay, very good. Let's have a look at group number 2. We had Daniela, Mayra, Diana, and Sylvia. I don't know if Diana actually made it to the group because I didn't see that she could actually make it. Ladies, from your group, which one was in charge of the case of Liam and Noel Gallagher?
Well, they are part of the band Oasis.
Oasis.
The brothers cannot resist putting each other down. So Noel once said, there are only 2 things wrong with Liam. Everything he says and everything he does. So they always say wrong things about each other in interviews and other
occasions. Yes, absolutely. Well, probably, as I was telling you, they were really famous around the 90s and the first like 2000s. And actually some of their songs are part of some movies. Probably you also know them from that part. That you have heard them, but you're not like fans of them, of course. Thank you. Let's have a look at group number 3. Freddie, Jennifer, John, and Sarai. Which of you guys was in charge of Rudy and Addie Dassler?
I was in charge of that one.
Okay, Freddie.
So it was about Rudy and Addie. They have like a very successful shoe company or a sport company in a small town in Germany. And they fell out apart. We don't know why, but one of them like created a company that was called Puma, and the other one created a brand that it was called Adidas. And they never talked to each other till his death.
They're dead. Absolutely. That was a very good summary. And what about Venus and Serena Williams? In group number 4, we had Christian, Daniela Fernanda, Natalie, and Stephanie. Who was in charge of that case? Group number 4.
I was the person in charge, and
Okay.
They are sisters, they play tennis together, and they match like a
Matches.
team and like a rivals,
Okay.
like in doubles and in single matches.
Mm-hmm.
And there's until certain point they're still having a good relationship. So I think it was Serena that sometimes it feels inferior to her sister, but she tries to over it, is the term?
Overcome, maybe.
Overcome. And try to breakfast together. They live together, and I don't remember what else.
Okay, well, in general terms, that was part of what it was presented on that section of the article. Let's look at the questions. I'm going to start with group number 5. Of course, you guys read it. But so in some cases, probably some answers could be shared based on the 4 situations that were presented. So in group number 5, I would like to ask Gilbert, which famous siblings are friends despite their rivalry?
Okay, teacher, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so the 2 siblings are the Williams sisters.
That would be the one. Thank you, Gilbert. Let's have a look at group number 2. I go back to group number 1. Andrea. In this case, which famous siblings have continued their rivalry into old age?
Yes, teacher. Were Rudolph and Adolf Dassler. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Yeah, Dassler, it seems to be right. Okay, would be them. Could that answer be also, could that question, sorry, be answered with another pair of siblings from this same situation? Daniela Lozada. Question number 2, you also have the same answer, or you have that answer and also another one?
Number 3.
Number 2.
2. Olivia and John.
They also continued their rivalry even when they got old. Absolutely. Both answers are okay. I just wanted to clarify that part. Group number 3, I want to ask John, question number 3. Which famous siblings have taken legal action against each other?
I don't know, because I was in charge of Olivia and John, and they didn't take legal actions.
Wait, so in the group number 3, well, the idea was like all of you together. Which one of you guys consider that actually the story that you read led to that situation, that they took legal action against each other?
Me, teacher, Liam and Noel, as we talk as a group, they decided to stop working together in 2011, and they had illegal problems because they had create memorable music.
That's the thing. What about number 4? From group number 4, I'm going to ask Natalie. Which famous siblings cause problems in their local community because of the rivalry?
Teacher, sorry, can you repeat the question? Sorry.
Yes, group question number 4. Which famous siblings caused problems in their local community because of the rivalry?
Because of the what, teacher? Sorry. Because the final
You read
word.
it. Rivalry. The final word.
Sorry. It's the...
Okay. Which ones?
Teacher, the rivalry is not like the 2 brothers of the Adidas and another part.
But what are their names? What are their
Teacher,
names,
I have the
Natalie?
book right now, but I don't remember the names. Sorry.
I don't know of group 4 is Rudolf and Adolf Dussler.
Rory and Adi. Okay. Well, I know that I told you to divide the information, but then at a point you got to put it together. So all of you shared their stories, but yes. Well, in conclusion, that's the answer. Freddy, you raise your hand. Tell me.
I wanted to add something to that question, can I?
To the question or to the answer?
To the question.
Okay.
Yeah, to the answer.
Okay.
Answer. Like
Tell
Rudy
me.
and Adi, they divided the town because some of them were wearing like Adidas and the other part was wearing like Puma. And even if they were going to meet someone new in the town, they used to look at the shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And if they were different, they didn't try to even start a conversation.
Exactly. That's how like big the problem was. If the two companies in the town. That was good. I mean, good of the information because I'm sure that it probably was really difficult for the town and people in general. Let's have a look at number 5. Which famous siblings, Ana Maria, often competed against each other in important competitions?
William's sisters.
That would be it. And final question, Angelica. Which famous siblings often criticize each other in the media?
Teacher.
Sorry?
Olivia, the Hollywood, and John Fontaine.
Olivia and John Fontaine. And who else criticized like each other?
Gallagher's brothers.
The Gallagher brothers. Very good. Okay, guys. This first part was about collecting information from the article, a kind of literal at the end of the day. We were basing our answers just with what we read. I told you that that was the first part. We're going to move now to the second part. You are going to go back to your breakout rooms. You are going to keep the same number that you had at the beginning. In this case, you're going to complete this chart that is called a placemat, okay? Remember, student number 1, so you're going to be in number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. It is going to be exactly the same. The number of the slide will depend on the number of your group. So group number 1 will go to slide number 1, so on and so forth. I'm going to go back to the instructions. Guys, each one of you first individually will answer the following question. Does sibling rivalry have positive or negative aspects? Of course, notice how small the box is. I'm not asking you to write a comparative essay about the rivalry. No, for the moment, we're gonna keep it very simple. Well, not like yes and no, and that's it. In very like few words, I dare to say that because of the size of the box between 30 to 50 would be like a good amount in order to answer the question that you have here in the middle as well. Does sibling rivalry have positive or negative aspects? First, you're going to answer individually on your corresponding box, okay? Then when all of you answer, guys, you're going to read your answers and then you're going to come up with a final conclusion as a group. I don't want to hear or read like, okay, this is my answer, but I don't know the answer of the other person or something like that. Of course, everybody has a different opinion. That is normal. But the idea that you as a group come like to an agreement of what you consider the answer of this question is. Okay, that is basically my intention. So far, guys, do you have any question about the instructions?
Yes, it is.
So no questions. Okay, very good. Well, I'm gonna send you the link. Well, basically you remember the group that you were working on in the previous exercise is going to be just exactly the same. Make sure that it is. That you complete the box and then as a group you come up with a final conclusion. Does sibling rivalry have positive or negative aspects? Going back to the instructions. And of course, guys, when we get back, you will be ready to share your answers. And in this case, I am going to choose one speaker of each group to present that final conclusion that you as a group have created. Okay, guys, could you please confirm, let me know that the link is working, that you have access to the slide?
Yes, it
It
is
is
working.
working.
Yes, it's
Perfect.
working.
Actually, there are only 5 groups, so I don't want you to get confused. I'm going to eliminate those extra slides. Do not forget to write your names. That would be it. When all of you guys arrive to your breakout rooms once again, you're going to have 15 minutes. I will let you know, like every 5 minutes, how much time you have. So I don't interrupt you anymore. Let's start the second part. Let's begin. Hi, Harold, I don't remember your group. Harold, ¿cuál era tu grupo? And I don't remember. Judith, you were the group number 1, right?
Yes, teacher number 1.
Okay. Oh, Diana already told me why she's not here. Oh, I forgot. And Gilbert. And I already sent you. Okay.
Hi, teacher. Sorry, I have been problem with my internet today. I was with Gilbert and I can remember.
Ana
I
Maria.
guess Ana Maria. I was with
Okay.
them.
Group 5. Okay, I'll send you right away.
Can you please share the link again, please?
The link.
Of the activity of the Google Drive.
Okay.
Okay.
There it is.
I got it. I already seen it on the chat. Thank you, teacher.
Welcome. Hi, ladies.
Hi, teacher.
How are you? How are
What
you?
we have to do in the center?
In the center, the idea that you're going to summarize what you three wrote on your answers. How similar or different your perspective is. That's the idea. Like you already gave your personal opinion and now come up with a conclusion of the three answers that you created. That's it.
Okay, but in general about the four siblings.
No, now it's about you. In this case, it's not about the article anymore. Like in general
Okay.
terms, if you consider that rivalries provide positive or negative outcomes, but in
Okay.
this case, not about the article, but like in general.
Okay.
Okay, ladies. Bye. Well, guys, welcome back. Some of you are already finishing like those final details. I want to make sure that all your names are written. Mayra Plata, Casandona, Andrea Vaca, Judy Liscano, Arisa. Yes, please write your surnames. Daniela Rosada, Silvia Urán, Mayra Pinzón, Sara Acevedo, Freddy Fonseca, John Carrero, Jennifer Pérez, Stephanie Córdoba, Daniela Sierra, Natalie Pérez, Gilbert Cárdenas, Ana María Velasco, and Harold Rodriguez. Okay, thank you guys for writing down your names. Well, now I'm gonna invite you to share, that final conclusion. Probably you noticed that I was actually visiting your slides. I didn't go to your groups. I didn't want you to feel like I was probably, I don't know, interrupting you or something. I just was making corrections. So don't worry, it wasn't any of your classmates erasing some words. It was me making some corrections, like very minimum things. Of course, when I get a second look of what you wrote, I will be more specific in some parts. Probably the idea is not that easy to understand or something, but in general, what I read, it was like pretty well written, just like minimum things of grammar, probably a comma here, a period over there, just like to polish a little bit what you were presenting. Well, I'm gonna have a look at group number 2. We have Daniela, Silvia, and Mayra. Silvia, what would you share? You are like the chosen speaker. What was the final conclusion gotten from this question? Does sibling rivalry have positive or negative effects?
Well, we think in most cases, rivalry creates problems and bad feelings with the people involved. And also, rivalry can cause damage in a family relationship, and it is difficult for another people like around us. So we think like that.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Silvia. Daniela and Mayra, something else that you would like to add? Or that was like the final conclusion? Did you manage to complete what you wanted to share?
That's all, teacher.
No. Okay, just wanted to clarify. Very good. Thank you very much. As I was telling you, probably you noticed some mini corrections that I made. Well, for the moment, we're talking about the first group. Well, first group to present because you are group number 2. You are talking about that in general, it has negative effects. Let's see. Now group number 4, we have Stephanie, Daniela, Natalie, and Christian. In this case, I would like to ask Stephanie to present the final conclusions that you got as a group.
The conclusion, in some cases, it brought negative consequences, but in other cases, the rivalry helped them reach their greatest potential.
Okay, in this case, you continued with the line of the article. In this case, the idea was more like from your perspective. Well, the article was like our point of reference, but the idea was to answer like from your point of view, not necessarily connected to what it was already read. But you have like, it is positive and negative, right?
Yes.
Sorry, Daniela, Natalie, and Christian, something that you would like to add to what Stephanie shared?
Yes, teacher, we concerned that siblings may have to be a good relationship, because if you have your rival at your house with your family, it's something, I don't know, horrible. Because a family needs support together. So if your rival stay at your house, is not a good thing. I think, I don't know.
Okay, Natalie. May have to be, you said. May have a good relationship. That to be is gone. But, okay, Natalie. Thank you very much. Let's see. And I see that you are still like finishing your ideas and typing. I'm going to ask group number 3. We have Sarai, Freddy, John, and Jennifer. Sarai, what would you share from your group? What is that final conclusion that you guys agreed on?
We think it's not normal to have a rivalry with our siblings because it could cause mental issues, but But if it happens, we should not let this to damage our family relationship. Instead, should help us to learn from each other and always remember that a sibling is for life.
Sibling. Okay, Sarai, I just made a mini correction in after could. Then the verb doesn't like need any type of transformation. Okay, very good. And it is interesting, the perspective that you're pointing out, like it is negative, and also like the next step, like a solution, you know, for that negative relationship. Freddie, John, and Jennifer, something that you would like to add to the conclusion that you guys already created?
Yeah, like the four of us agreed the same, that sibling rivalry is always negative in many ways, and it is really important to keep in touch with your family because they are part of us and they are always there for us in some cases when we are in problem and we need their help.
Absolutely. Well, guys, I was making the correction once again because we're talking about rivalry. It is an action in terms of grammar, my point of view. We use has, not have. That is why. So don't worry, it's no one like messing up with your texts. It was me. Don't worry. I just wanted to make sure that part. Group number 3, very good. Let's have a look at group number 1. We had Mayra, Angelica, Andrea, and Judy. I would like to ask in this case, Angelica. Could you share, please, the conclusion of your group?
Yes, sure. We think that the rivalry between siblings have positive effects as long as this can permit to improve their skills and performance. In other ways, it could be really negative and cause permanent damage and problems like the example of the Gallagher and others situations.
Okay, damages and rivalry. You know, in the final speaking, I'm gonna ask you to use this word, guys, and let's see what the pronunciation is. And just a joke. Okay, interesting perspective as well. There is like a possibility of a positive outcome in the case of rivalry, but like, let's say well managed to avoid, you know, that extreme situation as you presented, well, as it was also established in the article from the Gallagher brothers, which actually that rivalry was really awful, you know, like on the news all the time, like hitting each other and fighting. Well, because of the gossip thing, it was interesting, but the relationship is like gone, absolutely gone. And we finish with group number 5, Gilbert, Ana Maria, and Harold. Well, in your case, you were only you 3 guys. What is the conclusion from your group?
Hi, teacher. We agree about siblings can have a good rivalry that we call, or we need that we like a competitive relationship, that we think that maybe this is important for a sibling relationship, but we always have to remember that the family is first. For that, we have to, or father of them, always have to teach them how to behave about that. But we agree about that. Being competitive is so important because maybe it can improve their life.
Okay. Always has to be. I erased the incorrect word, sorry, mistake. That would be it. Okay. Once again, talking about like that possible perspective of positive aspects, but like well managed, and as you said, like from the family, probably being guided and supported in order to avoid like a very bad situation at the end. Okay, guys, very good. I think that all of you already finished. Well, I see that some of you are still making some adjustments, so I'm not going to stop sharing the slide yet, just to make sure that all of you can finish the idea. Okay, well, guys, that was the idea of today. more like talking about general aspects to continue with the idea of relationships. Before we go, just like a couple of things. First, I'm gonna send you an email with the first, let's say, mini presentation that I had for you today. As I was telling you, I wanted to make a little bit more formal entrance to the beginning of this cycle 4. In this presentation, you will have the different links that will take you to our materials. For example, in this case in particular, I'm gonna go back. Well, I hope that I don't forget because sometimes we get really tired and I do. Like this. So in the section that says sessions, I will upload both presentations, plus I will send you the one with the general information so you can always have access to this, for example, let's say outcome of tonight. Eventually you will have a look at them. I will make some corrections. I made just like some adjustments in very few things. And then eventually you will only see, you know, your outcome, but you can't make any additions. After I make the adjustments and give you some like feedback in terms of possible things to change, you can't change it. Okay, just like for you to keep that in mind. I would like to know, guys, if you have any question.
No, teacher.
No, teacher.
No question.
Well, guys, as usual, thank you very much. Have a good weekend and see you on Monday. Bye-bye.
Bye, teacher.
Have a good
Bye.
one. Take care.